There exists a distinction between an older gentleman who captures attention and one who elicits discomfort in women. You have encountered both varieties. The silver-haired man at the bar exudes a quiet confidence, effortlessly captivating younger women with his magnetic presence. Then there exists the alternative kind, the individual exerting excessive effort, the individual unaware of the folly in his actions. This transcends mere appearances. It transcends mere appearances. It revolves around being present, harnessing energy, and cultivating self-awareness. Nothing can extinguish a younger woman's interest more swiftly than an older man who pretends to be someone he believes she desires, instead of embracing his true self. If you've ever pondered why younger women may show initial interest only to retreat soon after, it's likely that you're committing one of these 7 missteps. What could possibly be more disheartening? It may escape your notice entirely. Let us delve into the matter at hand. First habit: striving to appear youthful rather than embracing the wisdom that comes with age. Nothing drives a younger woman away more swiftly than an older man who clings desperately to the illusion of youth. You're familiar with that kind. Donning sneakers designed for the youthful crowd, using outdated slang that feels like a relic from 5 years past. He references TikTok trends as if he's genuinely in the loop, when, in truth, he's merely regurgitating what he found on a list aimed at connecting with Gen Z. Allow me to present the matter at hand. You are no longer 25, and that is perfectly acceptable. In truth, it transcends mere acceptance. It is your benefit. Younger women are not drawn to older men in search of a mere replica of a 25-year-old. They seek what younger men are unable to provide: steadiness, expertise, profundity, an awareness of one's true self. However, in the pursuit of imitating youth, one risks forfeiting the essence that originally captivates: the unappealing nature of excessive effort. Picture yourself stepping into a bar. A man in his 40s dons a backward cap, an oversized hoodie, and sneakers that likely exceed the cost of his rent. And he's expressing himself with phrases such as, "no cap, fr far." What do you think of that? Neither youthful nor trendy. Merely askew. Sean Connery commanded attention even in his 60s for a reason. He wasn't out here feigning youthfulness. He was embracing his age and presenting it with undeniable flair. A man who accepts the passage of time earns admiration. A man engaged in battle appears to be in a state of desperation, the proper approach to achieve it. Desiring to exude charm and allure in your later years is a noble pursuit. Cease the pursuit of youthfulness. Begin the journey of self-improvement. Rather than pursuing fleeting fads, cultivate an enduring elegance. Rather than immersing yourself in Gen Z slang, strive for clarity and eloquence in your expression. Thoughtfully chosen words resonate more profoundly than any fleeting expression. Rather than trying to fit into youthful environments, nurture your own space, allowing younger individuals to be naturally attracted to you. Ultimately, women, particularly the younger ones, seek a partner who has a clear sense of self and direction. They seek a man who possesses a clear understanding of his own identity, displaying your wealth in a manner that echoes vulnerability. Let's face it, wealth possesses a certain allure. It embodies achievement, competence, and resilience. Yet, the instant you begin to showcase it, you transform it into something that drives others away. Young women do not resent the financial stability that older men possess. They despise it when older men believe that wealth is their sole contribution. There exists a distinction between a man of means and a man who wields his fortune as a shield against his own vulnerabilities. Believe me, women can detect that distinction from afar. the outcome when executed improperly. Envision this. A man in his late 40s finds himself on a date with a woman who is considerably younger. In the opening moments, he effortlessly weaves in references to high-end dining establishments, boasts about his sleek Porsche, and casually reveals the price of his luxurious watch. She offers a nod, her smile warm yet measured. Yet within, she is utterly disengaged. Because she isn't encountering a man exuding confidence. She finds herself in the presence of a man whose voice rises in desperation, pleading, "Please, allow me the chance to impress you." A genuinely accomplished individual does not find it necessary to perpetually demonstrate his success. His presence, lifestyle, and self-assurance resonate without the need for words. A wealthy individual who feels the need to flaunt his riches is, in truth, more impoverished than he understands. Habit 3. Grumbling about contemporary women as if it defines one's character. An older man who expresses bitterness about the dating scene is sure to make a younger woman lose interest in an instant. You're familiar with that kind. Constantly discussing the perceived entitlement of women in contemporary society. In my time, women possessed a distinct essence. In what ways has social media dismantled the fabric of our lives? Indeed, there may be a kernel of truth in that assertion. The landscape of our existence has transformed. However, once you begin to vent your frustrations, you find yourself aligning with that individual at the bar who passionately declares that music reached its peak in the 80s. It fails to convey wisdom. It gives off an impression of age. The reasons for its lack of appeal are quite evident. Expressing dissatisfaction with women reveals a deeper sentiment. You feel a lack of control in the realm of dating. 2. Unresolved resentment lingers within you. 3. You struggle to adapt. All you do is assign blame. There is little more unappealing than a man who casts blame upon the world, rather than seeking ways to flourish within it. Young women do not harbor animosity towards older men, yet they disdain older men who adopt a victim mentality. Habit 4. Exhibiting excessive possessiveness and control. There exists a saying, the more tightly you grasp something, the quicker it eludes your grasp. This is especially evident in the realm of relationships. Younger women do not harbor animosity towards older men, yet they despise older men who regard them as mere possessions. A self-assured man ignites a sense of desire within her. A man consumed by possessiveness leaves her feeling ensnared. Perhaps the most disheartening aspect is that many men remain blissfully unaware of their actions. Initially, it appears to be an expression of concern. Drop me a message once you arrive. With whom do you plan to spend your evening? Is that what you're wearing? Yet gradually, it transforms into mastery. What caused the delay in your response to my call? I have reservations about you spending time with those friends. I have my reservations about the men in your circle. And just like that, what began as a lure transforms into a heavy weight. For the reality is this: no woman, particularly a younger one, desires to feel confined or trapped. What leads older men to succumb to this predicament? Men do not possess an inherent tendency toward control. Yet, life imparts lessons that shape certain men into what they become. As a man enters his 40s or 50s, he has likely endured a harsh breakup that caught him completely off guard. A woman departing from him for someone more deserving. Third, observing younger, appealing men emerging as rivals. What unfolds next? Rather than believing in his own worth, he begins to treat his partner as if she were an object to be protected. He is convinced that by watching her closely, she will remain faithful. Should he glance at her phone, the truth will inevitably reveal itself. If he holds the reins of her existence, she will remain bound to him. Yet, what he fails to comprehend is this: he's extinguishing attraction more swiftly than anything imaginable. For control does not ensure a woman's loyalty. It compels her to flee. Habit 5. Speaking to her as if she were a child. One of the gravest errors committed by older men. They cease to be alluring and begin to adopt a tone of condescension. It occurs with such effortless grace that they remain blissfully unaware. They presume that their greater life experience grants them the authority to perpetually correct her, elucidate matters, and dictate the true nature of the world. And would you believe it? No force extinguishes desire more swiftly. The manifestation of this in everyday existence. A young woman animatedly shares with her older boyfriend the thrilling discovery she has just made. Perhaps it is a fresh manuscript, a captivating tidbit, or perhaps a subject that ignites her fervor. Observe how an unsuitable man reacts. How charming. So, that revelation has finally dawned on you. Indeed, that knowledge has been with me for quite some time. You may not fully grasp how that operates just yet. It's understated, yet it extinguishes attraction in an instant. What is the reason behind this? For rather than connecting with her, he is diminishing her worth. Women, particularly those in their youth, prefer not to be lectured. They seek to have their voices acknowledged. The underlying psychology behind this failure. Some older men may perceive their worth in a relationship as stemming from their role as the sage mentor. While sharing knowledge is commendable, the manner in which it is conveyed shapes the entire experience. You have the option to 1. Assume the role of the older man who diminishes her intelligence. 2. Embody the seasoned figure who ignites her sense of inspiration. One shall distance herself from her. The other will captivate her attention towards you. Habit 6. Attiring oneself as though one has relinquished all hope. Let's speak candidly. Attraction resides in the realm of the visual. No matter your intelligence, success, or charisma, it holds no significance. Should you appear as though you've merely emerged from slumber, you find yourself at an immediate disadvantage. Many older men find themselves ensnared in this trap. At some point in their journey, they cease to concern themselves with their appearance. They convince themselves that they have outgrown the art of dressing with flair. I find myself without a soul to captivate. If a woman truly appreciates me, it will be for the essence of my being. Yet, let us confront the stark reality. Women are naturally drawn to men who prioritize their own well-being. There's no requirement to style yourself as if you were a 25-year-old influencer. There's no necessity to pursue fleeting trends. However, if you appear as though you've surrendered, she won't find you appealing. What is the reason for this occurrence? At times, older men may cultivate an illusion of safety. Perhaps they have been in a long-term relationship or marriage that required little effort on their part. Perhaps they have attained a degree of success that leads them to believe their status alone suffices. Perhaps they simply settled into a sense of ease. Yet, comfort stands as the adversary of allure. When a woman encounters a man who appears to lack effort, she doesn't consider, "Oh, he must be a profound thinker indifferent to material possessions." No, she muses, if this is the extent of his self-care, What can I expect in terms of his care for me? And once that thought crosses her mind, it's all but finished. The distinction between aged and esteemed. There's a truth that often eludes many men. Women are often drawn to older men. Yet, they harbor disdain for men who appear to have relinquished their efforts. Consider George Clooney, Idris Elba, or Pierce Brosnan. These men may not be young, yet they embrace their age with undeniable flair. They make no effort to appear youthful. They adorn themselves in a manner that reflects self-respect. And that is the essence of it all. Self-regard. Seventh habit. Behaving as though you possess all the answers. There is nothing more frustrating than a man who believes he holds the title of the most intelligent individual in the room. Unbeknownst to them, older men often engage in this behavior. They have endured the passage of time, witnessed a multitude of events, and embraced a wealth of experiences. They seem to believe that this grants them the authority to instruct younger women on all matters. However, there is an important point to consider. Women are not seeking a professor. A partner is what they seek. The delicate boundary that separates confidence from condescension. Imagine you're enjoying a date. She speaks with enthusiasm about a topic that ignites her passion, perhaps a novel, a fresh concept for a venture, or perhaps merely a pastime. At this moment, a captivating older gentleman attentively listens, actively engages, and wholeheartedly nurtures her fervor. Yet it is the man who brings about its downfall. He engages in this action. In truth, that's not the way it operates. You lack the experience to fully grasp this concept. Allow me to clarify it for you in the proper manner. In his mind, he believes he is merely offering assistance, yet, to her, he comes across as patronizing. This is quite unappealing. When a man persistently corrects a woman or behaves as if her thoughts lack validity, it conveys a singular message with unmistakable clarity. Your intellect does not command my respect. No woman, regardless of her age, desires to experience such feelings. There is no inherent flaw in an older man pursuing a relationship with a younger woman. Indeed, when executed properly, it has the potential to be one of the most exhilarating and rewarding connections one can experience. However, should you commit these errors, should you exhibit behaviors that are domineering, uncertain, or patronizing, or as if you've surrendered to your own despair, you are paving the way for disappointment. Attractiveness knows no age limits. One must simply embody a sense of self-worth. A man who allows her the freedom to breathe, rather than overwhelming her. A man who hears rather than instructs. A man who maintains his edge rather than succumbing to complacency. For it is in the embodiment of those traits that transformation occurs. Your age, whether it be 40, 50, or 60, holds no significance. Women will find themselves irresistibly attracted to you.